Hey, what's up, Chef Jussie here? Yeah, I got my Batman thing underneath. Yeah, I'm Batman. Anyway, folks, I hope you guys are enjoying Saturday. It's a nice weather out there. Allergy season is bad. I'm a little bit nasal. I've been coming going, and my nose is clogged up. So excuse me if I sound funny. I'm a funny guy, but if I sound funny, you know what I mean. Anyway, folks, today I'm having some. Actually, it's already done. I made some ham. I baked the ham. I put cherries, pineapple. I put brown sugar. I put cinnamon. Looks pretty good. Tastes pretty good. I just finished cooking that hours ago to get it out of the way. Now I'm going to be making some macaroni and cheese from scratch. Now there's a million recipes how I make macaroni and cheese, and everybody says I make the best macaroni and cheese. I make the best one. I make the best, and that's fine and dandy. And there's, like I said, there's hundreds of recipes on YouTube, and you look it up and all these. So I don't think there's a right way to do macaroni and cheese. It's just to your tasting, right? I'm not gonna start an argument about macaroni and cheese. Come on. So I'm gonna do a quick macaroni and cheese, Chef Jussie's way. You know how I cook. And if you like it, you can follow my recipe. If you don't, well, then follow your own recipe or buy something out of a box. That's nasty. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to do some simple macaroni and cheese. And you can use my recipe if you want. If not, hey. So stay tuned because I'll be right back and I'm going to show you how it's done. So first of all, folks, let me just tell you, when you buy like shredded cheese in a bag, they put I forgot what it is. I'm not a chemist, but they put a chemical in it. They put a product in it, it's an anti-caking product, which means that it prevents the cheese from caking up, from sticking together. There's something in there. I forgot the name of it. I'm not gonna. I'll look it up. But it prevents the cheese from sticking. And that, when you use it for special dishes, it's no good. Use it for the mac and cheese. I don't need that chemical in my cheese. So what I'm going to be doing, I got a piece of cheese, a big lump. This is a block of cheese. And I'm going to be shredding this. It's a little bit pain in the ass, but, did I say ass? But it's good because it doesn't have that anti-caking product. And it's going to melt better. That's what it does. It's going to melt much better. And it's going to have a little bit of a better taste than using that stuff out of a bag, because again, the chemical they put in there to add for anti-caking will not melt and will not taste the same. Believe me, I did research in it, and that's why I'm saying it. So I didn't make this up. So let me go shred this, and I'll be right back. So folks, I got this big block of cheese that I'm grating it, and let me show you how I'm grating it so you can see it. So I got a grater, and I'm just using the wide end of the grater, and I need about 4 cups of cheese, and this hopefully will do it. If not, I have something else. I have some more cheese in the fridge, but I'm looking for at least 4 cups of cheese that I'm going to be using for this mac and cheese. And I'm going to be using all natural ingredients. I'm going to be using some milk, and I'm going to be using some half and half. I'm going to be using some butter, some pepper, some paprika, all homemade. I'm not going to be using that stuff in the box because that is a crime. If you make mac and cheese out of a box, I don't care if Kraft is going to sue me, but I'm going to say it. You need to you need to do something with your life if you eat mac and cheese out of a box. Just joking. I know it's quick. The kids like it. I liked it when I was a kid. It's a quick thing for lunch. But all jokes aside, if you want to make mac and cheese, and you got guests coming over, or it's you eating with your loved ones, make something good. Don't make it out of a box. If you come home and you're in a hurry, you make it out of a box, I will excuse you. But all jokes aside, I mean, nothing. I'm not saying anything against Kraft or anything else. I don't want to get sued. It's better. Everything homemade is better than out of a box. And if you have time, and make it make it from scratch. I love making stuff from scratch. I mean, it gives you the pleasure that when you cook it, you say to yourself, hey, I did this, I made this myself. And that's the little pleasure that you get, But some people, they can't make stuff out of scratch, and I totally agree with you. So anyway, I got a lot of cheese here. I think I have about 4 cups. This is a lot. Man, I wasted my energy. Let me show you. So I got a lot of this cheese. I'm going to be using this for my mac and cheese. And I'm going to be using some Swiss Gruyere cheese. Also, I'm going to be using some Gruyere cheese. So this is going to be a blend of cheeses. And when you make mac and cheese, you can use any blend of cheese you want. Some people use mozzarella, Swiss, baby Swiss. You know, it's up to your tasting. It's up to you, you know. So I'm going to put this to the side, this cheese. And I'm going to start boiling my water for my pasta, my elbows, so that I can start making the mac and cheese. Okay, folks, so now I got my, I'm going to be making my cheese sauce so that I can pour onto my elbows, my pasta, and then I'm going to put it into a pan, and then I'm going to bake it for about 30 minutes. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you how I make this cheese sauce. Okay, so my water's boiling, and I'm going to put in my Ronzoni large elbows. I'm going to be using today large elbows number 74. And I put some salt water. I put some salt in the water. And I'm going to cook these. I'm going to cook these about, let's see, we're going to cook these about 7 minutes firm, okay? 8 minutes is tender. I'll go in between, 7 minutes firm. So let's set the timer. I always work with a kitchen timer. We're going to put 7 minutes, and we're going to put this to boil. To boil. There we go. The whole box, 1 pound. Okay, let's get something to mix this around, make sure it doesn't stick. Don't put any oil or anything in there. After you cook the pasta, then you're going to drain it, and then you're going to put some olive oil so it doesn't stick while you're getting the rest of the stuff ready. But I'm going to start cooking it. I'm going to start making the sauce right now, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, so now, I'm melting my butter. Let me show you how it's done. I'm melting my butter, right? I got my butter in there. I got 4 tablespoons of, 1 cup of butter. And I'm melting the butter in the pan. And this is for my cheese sauce, okay? So you use unsalted butter for this. And then you're gonna whisk in, after this is nice and hot, you're gonna whisk in 1 cup of flour, okay? And make sure you mix this around a lot because you don't want it to clump up, okay? So it's starting to clump up already, so, okay? So mix this up, cook this for about a minute or so, okay? Looks like it's clumping up already. And I'm going to add the milk. This is 2 cups of milk. And there you go. So mix this up. Mix this up. Okay. And you got clumps in there, so make sure you break up the clumps because you don't want the clumps in there. Okay. So you're going to stir this and you're going to cook this for a minute or so. And then until it gets nice and smooth, okay? So folks, this is my cheese sauce. I got milk in there. I got half and half. I put some half a teaspoon of salt. I have a teaspoon of pepper, and I have a quarter spoon of paprika. And now I'm mixing it up here. I put some flour. I put a cup of flour in there, and I'm starting to warm it up, thicken up the sauce, and then I'm going to take the sauce out, put it to the side, and add the cheese in there, and then it's gonna melt. The cheese is gonna melt inside the sauce, making it nice. And then I'm gonna dribble this over the pasta into a pan and bake it for 30 minutes, and it should be good. So you see, folks, how it looks like a pancake syrup actually. And if it's too thick, if you think it's too thick, you could add some milk to it a little bit. I'm gonna add a little drop of milk in there to soften it up a bit. There you go. And you can adjust it to get it more liquefied. This is kind of thick. So I'm going to keep adding milk little by little until I get it the right consistency that I want, okay? And, okay, so there it goes. And it looks pretty good. And let's taste this sauce. This is pretty hot, so I got to be careful. Okay. So it doesn't taste that much because there's no cheese in there yet. And we're gonna put the cheese in there just now when we take it off the flame. So, but I am gonna put a little bit more milk because I want a little tad softer, a little bit more runnier. Because remember, this is going into the oven, and then it's gonna thicken up anyway. So, okay. So it looks pretty good now. Okay. It looks. Let me see. Let me get a spoon and see how it looks. Okay. So there you go. And I'm trying to. There's some lumps in there from the flour, so I'm trying to break up the lumps. And then I'm gonna take this off the heat, and then I'm gonna put I'm gonna melt the cheese in there. I'm gonna be putting about 2 cups of cheese in there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I think it's the right consistency. Okay. It's gonna be nice and thick. So I'm gonna take this off the heat. I've got too much space here in this kitchen counter here. So I'm gonna take it off the heat, turn that off, and I'm gonna throw in my cheese. Okay, and I'm gonna get my cheese to melt in there. Okay, I'm gonna stir this up. There you go. And okay, so let me mix this up here, and we're gonna melt this in there. And again, if you want it a little bit smoother, you can add more milk to it, and as you go. Okay, so I might be adding a little bit more milk, although I think this is good. Okay, a little bit thick. Let me see. Now we need some more cheese in there. Okay, there we go. And we put some more cheese in there. Okay, and we're gonna let this melt in there. Now this is a recipe that I do macaroni and cheese a different way, but this is a recipe that I looked up and you know, just I like to try those recipes and see which one works good for me. So I don't know if this one works good for me or not, but so we're gonna mix this up and we're gonna be right back. So folks, I'm gonna be adding some bacon to the macaroni and cheese to give it a little kick. Okay, so I got the sauce thickened the way I want it, and then I'm cooking some bacon. I'm gonna crush it up in pieces, and then I'm gonna put it into the mac and cheese. So stay tuned because you're gonna see how this is done. So folks, I got my bacon. I don't know if I have enough. I should have made some more, but anyway, I'm gonna throw it in there anyway. Let me show you how I'm crushing it up. Okay, so I got my bacon nice and toasty, and I'm crushing it up with this piece of this. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So I'm chopping this up into fine pieces. You can use bacon bits, but if you do use bacon bits, please use the one that comes that's real bacon, okay? And you can crush this. There you go, like this. There you go. Okay. So you make your own bacon bits. So you can use a rolling pin. You can use a rolling pin for this. And there you go. Get all the pieces in here, like so. And there you go. There you go. So I'm gonna throw this into the mix, and you're gonna see in a minute how it looks. Okay, folks, I'm ready to put my macaroni and cheese in the pan. So let me show you how it's done. Okay, so let me I burned myself before. Okay, let me get this spoon here, and I'm gonna start laying down. Okay, there you go, on the floor. Okay, so I'm just gonna put one layer. I'm gonna spread out a layer of the mac and cheese. Okay, there you go, like so. Put some more. Okay, just spread it out. Okay. Then some of the bacon on here. Just spread it out. There you go. Okay, there you go. Then I'm going to be putting in some cheese on top of this. Not too much. There you go. And then I'm going to be putting in my sauce, my cheese sauce, which is what this looks like. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're going to mix this up in here. There you go. Make sure you got everything covered. Now I should have been using another pan for this. I actually was, but I wasn't paying attention, and I had a pan ready for this, and I ended up doing it. But anyway, this is good enough. Just spread it out. Make sure you got to spread it out. The cheese. Okay, so you put half of the cheese sauce in here. And then you lay it up with some cheese. Some more shredded cheese. It's a lot of cheese. Okay, so if you're watching your cholesterol, don't eat this. It's a very cheesy mac and cheese. That's what the recipe called for. Very cheesy. Now, what I'm gonna do is put some more bacon. Okay, there you go, the bacon. There you go. And then I'm gonna put the second layer of mac and cheese. And what this is gonna do is the cheese is gonna melt through, and it's gonna. So this is what I'm doing. There you go, onto the floor. Don't worry about it. We clean up afterwards. There we go. And there we go, folks. So you do a second layer. This is like doing a lasagna or like a baked ziti. And then on top of this, I'm gonna pour some of the cheese sauce. Okay. We're gonna spread it out, and this will hopefully get in there. I'm gonna put some more of the shredded cheese, because the shredded cheese is gonna melt and go into the pasta. Okay, I got my bacon in there. There you go. And okay. Yeah, that's an assistant if you saw that hand. Anyway, it looks good, right? I'm gonna bake this for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna do a touch which a lot of people don't do. I'm gonna put some panko on top of this, so you get some crispiness on the top of the mac and cheese. And I'm using panko. Okay, panko. I love panko. It's real good to bread. Okay, so this is gonna give it a nice crunch on top. Okay, I've seen this happen. Seen this done. So don't think I'm crazy. So I'm gonna cover this up with aluminum foil, and I'm gonna bake it for about 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna put it in the broiler for about 10-15 minutes just to get the nice toast on top. And watch. So folks, I can't make videos more than 15, 16, 17 minutes. So I show you how I did everything. I put everything in the oven. Everything's in the oven. So I'm gonna cut this video, and I'm gonna come back with a second part, which will be shorter, and the finishing touch. So I have to cut this one off because I'm up to the limit, and then it won't download. I don't know why. But anyway, we'll see you soon in the next video. Stay tuned.